Welcome back, me shipmates, and welcome to episode 8 of my recent pickups in the seas of cyberspace. Sorry this video's been a little overdue, but I've had a bit of madness in my life recently. I was going to appear on camera today, but about 3 hours sleep last night, about 4 hours sleep the night before. I tell you, when you start to play games late, it's not enough hours in the day, is there, to get everything done we need to do. But before I start, I hope you've all been well. You've all kept hunting your personal treasures. But saying that, let's get on with a pickup, shall we? I've got a bit of Super Nintendo to show you today. A few Dreamcasts, not as many as usual, as I'm moving my focus away from the Dreamcast at the moment. We've got some Master System, Sega Saturn, one Nintendo Switch game, and Xbox Series X, Xbox One generation pickups. Right, so firstly, I think we'll start off with the Dreamcast games. There's 3 of them. And I'll start with the first one, sort of a survival horror sort of game. And that is Evil Dead. And I've said this many times before, but I'm not very clued up on this generation. As I said, it's the generation when I very much came of age. Right, so there's first one. Next one, a game that came out on other platforms, and that is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Here's that. And thirdly, a sports title, well, sort of a sports title, Extreme Sports. So this will be the last Dreamcast you see on this channel for a few months, I would have thought. I'm nearing the end of all the Dreamcast games I need to get. There's probably maybe 15 to 20 or so, or I need more off the list that I've got on that. Alright, so stick with Sega. Let's go on to some Master System. And this is actually my first Alex Kidd game that I own. And this is Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. I remember recently, I think it was Miracle World, they made the HD remake for recently. Where's Alex Kidd? And keeping with the Alex Kidd theme, we have another Alex Kidd game, and that is Alex Kidd in High Tech World. You see that? And next, this is a game I've sort of doubled up on. I do own it on the NES, even though the NES is only 1 player and the Master System's 2. That might give it away, but that is Double Dragon. I think I actually owned this on the Amiga back in the day, and I remember it being more like the arcade than the console versions. Next, one of 3 of this series that has come out on the Master System. And this recently, if you haven't played it on the Xbox One, I think come out on the PS4 and Switch as well, the new Asterix 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up. The anime, I said to somebody the other day, you need to check it out. The animation in that game is brilliant. The graphics are a joy to look at. So if you haven't seen it or haven't played it, look it up maybe on YouTube, see some videos, you'll see what I mean. The animation is absolutely fantastic in the new Asterix 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up. So if you like your 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups, definitely check that out. I'm not sure if it has online play, but you definitely can do it, couch co-op. And then finally, on the Master System, next month there'll be quite a few shooters, because as I've done this pickup video pretty late, next month's pickups, or this month's in reality, is already on the way. So this will be a theme starting now that will go on into next month, and that is Fantasy Zone. Cute 'em up, you can call it. Actually, I'm not sure what my favourite type of shmup is, if you don't mind me saying that, but I do like my cute 'em ups. I don't know, something about the music that goes with it as well. Alright, so we're going to stick with Sega. So now on to the Sega Saturn, and the first game I have to show you here is Crypt Killer. Saturn was actually the first console I owned out of that generation. I sort of did it in backwards order, where I got Saturn first, N64 second, and then the PlayStation last. So other people usually done it the other way around, if they did have all 3 at all. But next one, this is another game I've doubled up on, sort of. I do own it on the Mega Drive, although it's if I knew it was better on the Super Nintendo, I would have got it on the Super Nintendo, but I'm sure this version is better than the Super Nintendo, and that is Earthworm Jim 2. Of course, this came out on the PlayStation as well, but I felt it feels more at home on the Sega Saturn. Next, a sequel to the game that came out on the Mega Drive, and that is Story of 4 2. Never played this game. Very, you could say, Zelda-esque in a way. And next we have, this is, I think this is an early game on the Saturn. I remember my mate Andrew Berry used to love this game. So if you're watching, Andrew, I own it now. There we go. So it's X-Men Children of the Atom. Next, the first game, I actually already own the sequel, keeping up with the fighting games, and that is Street Fighter Alpha Warrior Dreams. There's that. And nextly, a game, I believe this also came out on the PlayStation, but I felt definitely, you'll see what I mean, feels more at home on Sega, and that is Road Rash. You see that? I used to love the Road Rash games when I was a kid on the Mega Drive, but I'm not actually sure I've played this one yet, so I have to give that one a go to see what it's like. And then lastly, a collection of old arcade games that came out on the Mega Drive, I believe. Well, the first one came out on the Master System here, and that is Sega Ages Volume 1. That has Afterburner 2, Space Harrier and Outrun. I believe there is actual another 2 volumes, but I believe they didn't come out over here, unfortunately. There's so many games on the Saturn that we didn't get, and I really wish we did. What they were thinking, some of, like, especially Dungeons and Dragons, where I thought was a very Western thing, would not come out over here. It's crazy stuff. I'm gonna save the Super Nintendo pickups till last, because there's a sort of special game to show you on the Super Nintendo. But next I'll move on to sort of current gen with Xbox, and this is actually a game I should have showed in last month's pickup video, a game I'm pretty much finished with now. I haven't got the DLC yet, and that is WWE 2K22. Now this is a return to form. I actually really enjoyed this, even though 3 of the achievements glitched out on me, and I've tried repeating them and they still glitch out on me, so I'm not sure what to do about that. I know some people I've heard in here can get a code, so they can, if you contact them, so let me know. So just take a sip of a drink, mouth's getting a bit dry. Right, next, a game that has been keeping me up till late, doing the career mode, and the only thing I will say about this game that I didn't like is the fact I was having to repeat races to get the mileage up to get onto the next race. I found that a bit, apart from that, it was a brilliant game, great graphics, great gameplay, really enjoyed it, and that is Grid Legends. As I said, really been enjoying this at the moment. So it's Grid Legends. Next, we have again 2 games I haven't opened yet, because I got them at the same time I got Grid. I'm looking for someone to play this co-op with actually, and that is Dying Light 2 Stay Human. So if anyone's just got this looking to start off, let me know. And next, a game that I waited for a price drop, and when it dropped to £20 I thought I've got to get it, and that is Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6, not sorry, I thought I said that wrong. Again, I think you can play this game co-op, so I've got a mate that's got it, but trying to get him to help me with things is a lost cause, let's say. Right, so that is all the Xbox One games, and one Nintendo Switch game here to show you, a game that come out recently, I'm sure a lot of people got, and that is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. yet to play this. As I said, there's only so many hours in a day. I need to make more hours in a day and more days in a week. I'm not sure people will be very angry. No, I don't want to work more. But that's Kirby in Forgotten Lands. Right, so on my firstly, before I go on to Super Nintendo, the one Blu-ray that I've actually got at the moment, I need to watch it again, because I've actually fell asleep both times while trying to watch this film. Not the film's fault, it's just my life at the moment. I just feel tired all the time, exhausted, but that is the new Scream. So, obviously it's got a lot of the original actors in it. Neve Campbell, obviously the main girl in these films. But I'll give it my opinion. I think from what I saw of it, it seemed a bit all over the place. Like the killing scenes especially, it just seemed all over the place. I'm not sure if I have to watch it again, whether I'm missing something, but that's how I felt when I was watching it. Well, I'll definitely say I do need to watch it again, because I'm not sure I've watched it all the way through uninterrupted yet. But as I say, that's Scream. And lastly, we're going on to the Super Nintendo games now. And firstly, I'm going to save the best one till last, but firstly is a game that I played on the Amiga that had a song in it that would be very distasteful to sing at the moment, wouldn't it? And then anyone that knows that song will know what I'm talking about. And that is Cannon Fodder. I'm hoping you can play this with the Super Nintendo mouse. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure you can. I know you can Lemmings. But as I said, I used to play this on the Amiga. Obviously, the song is not in this one, which obviously, if you've seen the world events at the moment, you will know what I'm talking about and how distasteful that would be. But anyway, that's Cannon Fodder. And then finally, the last game to show you. This is actually quite a common game in Japan. And I think it's sort of common in America, but you never really see it over here. What I'm surprised, really, it was the sort of game you thought you would see over here a lot. And that is The Great Circus Mystery, starring Mickey and Minnie. I've been after this for quite a while. As I said, you don't see it much in PAL form. I said the main the main writing in it is in English, which is what I'm looking for basically in all my collection. As I said, it's actually very common in Japan. I see a lot of people with the Japanese version, and the American version I see a few people out as well, but I'm not sure. I'm sure someone's going to let me know, oh, these people have got it, I've seen it loads of times, but this is actually one that I don't think I've seen someone in the UK who I watch have the PAL version, but there's a lot of blooming channels and there's not enough hours in the day to watch anybody's channels. So I'm sorry if I haven't subscribed to your channel yet. I will hopefully get round to it. There's so many videos to watch. As I said, not enough hours in the day at the moment, and so I know what it's like. There's only so much hours, though, so much you can dedicate to watching people's videos and things like that. I actually feel anxiety and I feel bad if I've missed someone's video, if I've not commented. So I've not commented yet. Please bear with me. I'll try and get round to it. So, and that's it all, me shipmates. So, from UK Video Game Pirates, I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.